states like Woody's with 6 lawnmowers and, for all the grass they have in America. But
the truth is, though, that any American who wants those things and is willing to work hard enough can achieve them. That's the truth they should be taking to heart.
You think it's true?
And it's equally true. Yeah, I think it's true. Of course it's true.
It's definitely true that
name a person who couldn't. If you're physically
there's a delay. It's hard to talk about.
If you have I'm just gonna keep going until we like catch up, and then it'll be okay, because then I'll just do a long sentence. I feel like if you have average or maybe a little above average intelligence, but most importantly, if you're willing to be a self-starter and work hard, really fucking hard to the point of exhaustion, and then go a little further, and then just keep doing that and make a habit out of it for long enough, that you'll just rise to the top. I just strongly believe that we're in a system that's conducive to that happening. Now, I don't think it's always going to be a smooth ride, and I think there's going to be unfair turns along the way, but that's the whole point. That's the part where it gets really bad, but you have to keep persevering. It's the unfair turns along the way. It's easy to say, look at this stumbling block. That guy didn't have a stumbling block. I can't go any farther. There was a stumbling block. Clearly I have an excuse for quitting. It's easy to say that, but you've got to be the guy who hurdles stumbling blocks. That's how you succeed. If there weren't hurdles, then everybody would get there.
I agree.
So I believe that if you keep doing that, if you have a work ethic, you'll always rise to the top. Whether you're black, white, a woman, whether you're gay, no matter what. I'm not saying it's not harder if you're.
Yeah, we know what you're saying, and I agree with you for the most part. It's like, for some people it's just not possible, but there's no way to get anywhere with that argument with anyone, because there's always a middle ground. Like, I lean more towards your side, that like, if you're willing to put in the time and really bust your ass, chances are like you can make a successful life for yourself. But by no means is busting your fucking ass and doing everything right guarantee that you're going to be a millionaire. Maybe some guy that busted his ass and did really, really well. By millionaire, what do you mean? You make like $1 million a year.
I think it does.
I'm saying for some people, maybe they top out, and the best that they're able to do is like maybe they're making $90,000 a year. Like, they're worked their ass off. But
okay, we all have potential. Yeah, we have varied potentials, and that's kind of where I started at. I started at someone who's maybe slightly above average intelligence. Like, it helps if you're bright. If you're dim-witted, then along the way the sharks are going to take advantage of you, because there's lots of people out there trying to either jump the hurdles or make them for you. Sometimes it's easier to trip somebody else than it is to learn to jump your own hurdle. And if you're a little slow, you won't catch up on that, and it'll be game over for you. So
I think that
I don't know. I just believe that capitalism is the best system for making that happen.
So everyone in America has the opportunity, right? The opportunity is there for everyone. I'll admit that when it comes to hitting a home run, some people are at bat, and other people are starting at third base, right? Because their father was president, right? You're pretty much there already. But everyone is at bat on this thing, and like Kyle said, people have varied potentials. I think most people have the opportunity to do really, really well. Anyone of average intelligence can do really, really well, but it often comes down to like work ethic and discipline, etc. And the thing is, a lot of times people just say, "Oh, if you work hard, then you'll do super well," and that's not exactly true. Like the the guys that.
But to say there's no correlation.
Well, here's what I'm getting at. The guys that put the concrete in my stable, right? They were working till like 9 p.m. or something. They brought lights out. They were clearly working hard, but they weren't putting themselves on a path towards great wealth, right? Are you doing what you can to be the boss of this crew, and then to have your own company, and then do those other things? And I felt like a lot of them were just like,
maybe so.
Some of them might have been, right?
Maybe so. Maybe
clearly one of them was.
That's where you start.
But I think, having talked to them and met with them and stuff, that most of them were happy just kind of working there, and that they sort of felt like that was their role, and that's okay. But you've got an opportunity to do anything. Some people, like Kyle was saying, I really like the stumbling block thing. If you hit your first stumbling block and say, "Well, shit, it was harder for me. I didn't have it easy like that fellow over there." My first stumbling block was self-created. I fucked up in high school, right? So because I fucked up in high school, I had to spend the next decade in night school, like getting my education. It would have been so much easier to go the 4 years day school route, etc. Now we've talked a million times, did that shape me or whatever? But when you stumble, you have to sort of work hard and dig yourself out of the hole that you created. And everyone has an opportunity. Some people start on third base, second, some are just at bat. But if you make the right moves, the chance is there for everyone.
And it also depends what your goal is, what it is you're working toward. If your goal and what you're working toward is just to become a millionaire, then that is an attainable goal that any hardworking, smart guy can achieve. If that is your goal. Now, if your goal is something else, if your goal is some sort of really happy family life, sometimes it's not always true that you can combine the two. Maybe to be that millionaire, you have to work so much that there's not going to be time for a family. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that's always going to be true, but you might have to make sacrifices if being a millionaire is your one and only goal. It might not be the happiest version of you. The happiest version of you might make $125,000 a year and have lots of free time to spend with his bowling team on the weekends and spending time with his son, fucking bass fishing. I don't know. Mm-hmm. It really depends what makes you happy. So, but if just that title, and
a lot of those people coaching little league teams have white collar jobs, right? Their boss just understands that, for 12 weeks a year, this guy has to leave early on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, and he's okay with that because he likes this guy. And, that might be the best version of you. That's fine. But I feel like, especially among young people today, there's a sense of defeatism that, I wasn't born on third base. This whole system is fucking rigged. I'm out of here. And it's like, no. That's that. A lot of people say, well, someone has to be the ditch digger, so, well, fuck it. And it's like, no. I love income inequality, right? Income inequality is just like inequality in anything else, like in sports or reading ability or whatever, except that some people think for some reason it's supposed to be fair. Make it so that when they're talking about income inequality, they're talking about you. Because you can do that. You can make the right moves. Education helps a lot. Work ethic helps a lot. Just busting through whatever barriers are put in your way is absolutely essential. But you can be the guy so that when they're talking about those rich dicks, they're talking about you. And that opportunity is there for everybody, at least in America. So, I don't know. Just be that guy. If you're...
I feel like some people just have a mind for it, though. Like I know guys that are just always turning a new idea or business into a thing. It's often so varied. At first they'll make some money in real estate, and then all of a sudden they're producing videos and they have a video production company, and then all of a sudden, renting equipment is a huge business, and now we're putting money in equipment. I know a company that makes thermal imaging, and it's really high dollar stuff, like $20,000 units, $30,000 units. And, there's only so much markup in that. And it's a very competitive game. You're looking for government contracts. The civilian market isn't that big for $20,000, $30,000 units. And then all of a sudden they started making these trendy stickers, and the stickers took off, and they started selling so many goddamn stickers that they primarily sell stickers now. That's what they do. They're a sticker company because there's a huge amount of markup in stickers, and they have quirky, funny sticker ideas that everybody wants. I feel like if you're a self-starter and you're always looking for the next thing, and you're always trying to use what you have to find that next avenue, I just feel like it can always be doing that.
It's super common if you really in business for a business to start off thinking, these are who my customers are, this is what my product is, and then they find someone else using them. And if they're smart, they'll look at that other market, see if it's viable, and latch onto it. If I start thinking this is a teleconferencing system that saves business people from having to travel, and then all of a sudden, moms are talking to their college daughters who are away at school, well, look, half my customers are this, then start serving that half.
Or people are hooking up on it, and you turn it into a dating website.
Pivot, right? The willingness to pivot is an important thing in business. Yeah, I know Kyle's funny, but yeah. Anyway, everyone has an opportunity. When they talk about inequality, make sure they're talking about you. You can do it. Get rich slow. It's simple. I made 2 videos on it. All right.
Yeah. There's no way to ever get anywhere with this conversation, though, because the only thing that you'll get in response is, "Whoa, that's so ridiculous. You're so out there. You've lost touch. You think everybody can be a millionaire. That's ridiculous." Like, but
I remember. So I talked a while ago. So Wings,
here's your point.
Wings
Like, I feel like it's so easy to come up with a. I feel like I just made up a plan to become a millionaire like off the top of my head. I just wanted to like throw it out there. I was just like, go to trade school, get your learn to do heating and air. You make a lot of money doing that, doing heating and air repair. Start doing that and save up some money while you're making all this money from doing heating and air and working these long, tiring hours. Start building your credit to the point where you can start your own heating and air business, and then just keep doing that and keep getting more and more employees who you went to school with. Hire people that are. I feel like you'll become a millionaire if you do that and work at that for 15 years. Like I feel like it's just done, right?
No, yeah. Well, like for things. Yeah, I agree with you. I'm just trying to like play devil's.
But I want to be a writer, Kyle.
Yeah,
not HVAC.
Not HVAC.
So
I want to study 14th century, Celtic poetry.
I talked about the HVAC guy that was staying at Wings' house for a little while. He moved out, by the way, and he was in a lucrative job for a really long time. He was 70 years old and he hadn't saved any money. And I was saying it's really easy. That guy should totally be a millionaire. And Murka was like, "Oh, that's." I think we didn't talk about it, but he went afterwards and started running numbers, and he expected me to be wrong. He expected you can grow to 300 grand or something like that, but not a million. And he ran it and found out that you don't actually have to set aside like tremendous amounts of money for that to grow into $1 million over the 50 years he worked.
I think what the disconnect there for people is that they're not thinking about HVAC guy that they see at Home Depot who just looks like Joe Schmo and is maybe 49 years old. They see him and they hear what he does. They don't think, wow, that guy has like, I don't know, is worth 1.3 million bucks or something, a millionaire. They don't think that. Like in their head, when they hear the argument of anyone can be a millionaire, they're picturing, fat cats with suits on, leaning back, doing cocaine and smoking cigars on Wall Street. And then that's their picture of the millionaire, the evil millionaire. Like they don't picture the people who provide good services and have solid businesses and got there honestly and ethically, and they have success because communities enjoy what they provide.
Like I was on a Disney cruise talking to a multimillionaire, and he did water filters for people in West Virginia, and he apparently is the West Virginia water filter leader. And I was like, I didn't even think of that as a job. I didn't even know it was a thing. And then it tied into what my father's friend Dick was saying. He's like, oh yeah, business is easy. You just provide, a great product at either a better service or a lower price, and in no time at all, you'll have everyone else's customers. And it's like, wait, what? Like that's all business is? Like a great product with either better service or a lower price? There it is. That if you do that, you'll steal everyone's customers.
Could you believe that Wings shaved that